Hey, elite educators and purposeful parents. Welcome to another video, or welcome back. Thank you for viewing today. Today's video is all about why I wrote my first children's book. It's called It's Only a Flower. I'd rather play video games. And it's actually not the first book I wrote, but it's the first book I published. And I want to give you the 5 reasons why I wrote the book and why you should write your story as well. I'm Kimberly Deneen with Education Noir, where we give you the best tips and tools to level up your practice for student growth and achievement. Thank you so much for watching today. Let's get into the video. The first reason why I wrote the book is because I've always wanted to write a story. I've always wanted to write children's books. I've always had an interest in writing. So that's the first reason. I've always wanted to write a story. The second reason is I have a son. He's 26 years old. His name is Miles. And when I went to look for books for him, I had a very difficult time finding books that represented him. Finding books where the main character was a Black boy. Finding books that weren't girly books, but books that I knew he would be interested in that mirrored him. That was very difficult for me, especially when he was younger. He was born in 95, so we're talking about the mid and late 90s. And I was an avid reader, and I knew the importance of reading to him and reading with him and listening to him read. So when he was very young, I would read to him every night. And we would go to the bookstore, we would go to the library, and we would get tons of books because I would read about 2 books, sometimes 3 books, depending on the length, per night. And it was extremely difficult to find books that looked like him. I resorted to getting books with animal characters. The only books that I can remember right now that had books that looked like him with the main character being a Black boy or African American were either like history books or I remember Salt in His Shoes. I bought that for him, Salt in His Shoes, which is like Michael Jordan's story. I think Tiki Barber and his brother, they had a book, the football players. I remember that. I think I bought that for him. But there weren't many just, regular, not necessarily famous character, famous people books as characters like Michael Jordan. There weren't many books. And honestly, we're still underrepresented in books. So I felt that it was important for me to publish my first book, which is It's Only a Flower. I'd rather play video games, because this one has the main character as a Black boy. And I based this book is loosely based on my nephew, and his name is Isaiah. And Isaiah's a video game fanatic. The message in this book really is for children to try new things, right? Keep an open mind, try new things. Don't get stuck in technology, right? Don't get stuck behind the screen. Don't get stuck with the controllers in your hand. there's a whole big world out there, and my message is for for children to try new things. And so Isaiah discovers that he has an interest in something else besides video games. So that's the second reason why I wrote the book. The third reason is it leaves a legacy, right? This book, you can Google this book and you will find it on many different platforms. Sometimes I'm surprised at where this book has traveled to and where it's listed. So having my own book that I've published leaves a legacy behind. It's part of my legacy. So I think that's the third reason why I wrote the book, and why you should too. You will leave a legacy for your family, for your friends, for many people who purchase the book. There's a legacy. And then the fourth reason, I believe that it's important to build wealth in many streams of income. And when you publish your own book, you make profits off of that book, you make royalties off of that book. With this particular book, I did what's called supported self-publishing. So this book is published by Westbow Press. And so I get royalty checks from this book. But I also have books, hard copy books. So when I do book signings, which I haven't done in a while because the pandemic and a lot of things, but when I choose to do book signings and participate in book fairs or whatever it is, festivals, I have hard copies, so I can sell those and keep the profit from those books. So that's the fourth reason to build wealth. I don't know if that was 4 or 3. I don't know, but we're gonna keep going. Okay, and then the next reason that you should write a book, and why I chose to write a book, is the skill. I was able to hone my skills. I worked with an editor. I had other people read it. It helped me to build my skills for writing. It helped me build my skills for marketing. It also just helped me understand the whole publishing process, right? The whole cycle of that process. So, it helps you build skills. And the fifth reason that I wrote a book, and you should too, it's just because you can do it, right? Publishing now is so much easier than it was in the past. There's so many platforms now where you can publish your book and have your book, out there for people to buy. You have now Amazon KDP. You have BookBaby. There's a lot of platforms now where you can publish your book. So those are the reasons why I wrote a book. And these are also the reasons why you should write a book as well. Someone out there needs your story. And if you are a minority woman or man, our children for sure need your story. I was doing some research in preparation for this video, and it's really important for children to see themselves in books, right? Identity is extremely important. Having a healthy sense of identity creates a healthier child, A healthier child means a healthier adult, right? Um, you probably have heard of the baby doll test, right? Um, they put before the little, I don't know if it was a whole lot of black children, but it was black children in the study. And what they did was they showed them a white doll and they showed them a black doll. And they asked them things like, which is the good doll? And they would point to the white doll, which is and they were young. The kids in this study were probably about maybe 5, 6, no more than 7 years old. And they asked them things like, which is the beautiful doll? And every time they would point to the white doll. So that means that they have not, these kids had not been exposed enough to seeing themselves in media, seeing themselves in books. And that is a part of why they kept choosing that white doll. I knew the importance of my son seeing himself in books, seeing himself represented in books, seeing himself represented on screen, right? I would show him, I think Bill Cosby had made, it was called Little Bill. He liked Little Bill. He did like that show. But again, there weren't very many animated shows and cartoons and things like that had the main character as a black boy. So I rallied around those types of shows for my son. Books, anytime I saw books where there were black characters, I would, read those books to him. And we continued to read together through middle school. So he would read a chapter, then I would read a chapter, so we continued that ritual through middle school. Probably maybe 8th grade we stopped, but for sure 6th grade and 7th grade we were reading still together before he went to sleep at night. So there's someone out there that needs your story. So check out, there's so many different YouTube videos on how to publish your book, how to upload your book on Amazon KDP. That's going to be the next platform that I use for my other books. I have so far this book, that's one, but I also have 3 other manuscripts that I need to get published. And those, one of them is about a Latino boy, and the other 2 are loosely based on my stepdaughter. So the main character in those books are black girls. But even still, I feel it's important that I have minority characters in my books so that children can have access to, books with characters that look like them, that mirror them. The thing is this: if I don't see myself reflected in the media, if I don't see myself reflected in books, then there's a message that's extremely loud, but silent, that I don't matter. I don't have any value. If I don't see myself, then that could become a part of my belief system. So write your story, because there's someone out there who needs it. And so now, for those elite educators, if you are an elementary school teacher, this is a great time for you to grab this book. We're in spring now. You may be teaching about the life cycle of plants. That's in here, that's in this book. And if you are elementary school teacher and you purchase the book, I am going to send you the lesson plan that goes with this book for free. So I have a whole lesson plan that goes with this book. All the materials that you need to teach the lesson are included, and I'm happy to send that to you for free. So all you need to do is check the description, and you will see a link where you can sign up to receive the lesson plan that goes with this book. I'm also going to drop the link for you to purchase the book below. I'm going to put two different links. I'm going to put my personal website link where you can purchase it from me directly. If you do that, I will include a couple of prizes with the book. I will also put my Amazon link on where you can get it. If you are a Prime member, you get free shipping and all that good stuff. So again, check the description for the links for the resources for the lesson plan or the lesson plan, and for how you can purchase the book. And I'm also going to try to have the trailer for the book up here. I don't know where it's gonna show. It might show here. I don't know, but I'm gonna attach the video for the trailer for the book as well. Also, if you would like for me to visit your classroom virtually and do a read aloud or a book talk, I would be happy to do that. You can reach me at kimberlydeneenauthor at gmail.com, and you can just email me, and I check the email often. And if that's something you're interested in, I'd be happy to do a reading for your class. So thank you so much for watching. And again, you've probably been sitting on your story. Don't sit on your story. Don't take your stuff with you when you leave the earth. Leave your legacy here. Leave your gift here for others to enjoy. You've probably been saying, I'm going to write a book, or I need to publish this book. You may have your book written. The manuscript may be done. Get it out there. Do what you need to do to get it out there. And now with Amazon KDP, it's free. Like, all you have to do is upload your video, your book, and it's free to do that. So get it out there. Tell your story. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. And if you actually have the book, post in the comments something about the book. Post in the comments, that you're going, let me know if you have your story written. Let me know where you are in your process. If you have your manuscript written, say, I have a manuscript written. I'm going to have my book done by, give me a date, give me a month, give me, a time frame. Put it out there in the atmosphere, okay? Get it done. Get it out there, because somebody's waiting for your story. So again, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Continue to level up your practice for student growth and achievement. And I'll see you in the next video.